Hey, what do you got here?
We got a collection of insignia signs of the 390th Bombardment Group.
Okay, cool. B-17 bomber group, right?
Yeah, they were originally stationed in Tucson there before they went to England.
Okay, because there wasn't a war going on in Tucson that I know
No.
of.
I came to the pawn shop today because I'm looking to sell my 390th Bomber Group insignia signs. I got these signs at an auction down in southern Arizona. I'm looking to get $1,000 for them today.
All right, they're cool. Do you know anything about the 390th bomber group?
I know that most of them were either shot down, destroyed, or damaged beyond repair.
Unfortunately, yes. I just would not want to be in a B-17 bomber crew in Europe during World War II. The B-17 was an amazing plane for the time. Came out in like 1942, 1943, right around there. But they were really, really easy targets. They're big, giant planes that are really slow. You got a B-17 cruising at 170 miles an hour when you have 350-mile-an-hour planes buzzing around them, shooting them down. It was really, really brutal. Most of these bomber groups, 60, 70% of the guys died. War is hell, and back then it was up close and personal. Bomber crews during World War II faced unimaginable danger, so they tried everything to keep morale up. These squadron insignias were created to give the airmen a mascot they could rally around. Where did you get these?
At auction from the Pima Air and Space Museum.
Okay, that's sort of odd, because usually museums don't auction their stuff off. Do you know if they're real or not?
I really don't.
What do you want to do with them? You want to sell them?
Yeah, I've had them long enough.
How much you want for them?
I want $1,000.
Okay. It's a tough thing. I mean, we don't know where they came from. We don't know if the museum made them. We don't know if some guy made them. I actually have a friend stopping by here in a little bit. If you don't mind hanging out for a while, he might know something about it.
No, that'd be great. I'd like to have them check them out. I'm excited to have an expert come look at them. Hopefully I can learn some more about them.
These are interesting. The 390th Heavy Bombardment Group.
There was light bombardment groups?
Yeah, and medium and super heavy, depending on what level of bombardment you needed to do. The 390th was created in 1943. They flew through the end of the war. They were involved in the Schweinfurt raid, which was a terrible one. All the tanks, all the trucks, all the aircraft, everything needs ball bearings. So we were going to knock out the factories that made those to cripple the war effort for Germany. So we lost a huge number of bombers, a lot of men in that raid. If these are actually World War II insignia, these are highly collectible. There were 4 squadrons in each bombardment group. These look to be the correct insignia for the squadrons, and these are very typical. You've got a panther, you've got the bear, which was tough and powerful. You had the Joker.
Okay.
This is the Joker who's going to get you.
Everybody loves the Joker one.
And then you've got the wolf at the end with the bomb in his hand and the cigarette in the other hand. That's a wolf that's going to be going after the ladies after the bombardment raid is over with. Where did you get them from?
I got them at an auction, and they used to hang in the museum in Tucson.
The Pima Air Museum?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, okay. Within the Pima Air Museum, there is the 390th Bombardment Group Museum. So these were probably props as part of the display. They were very likely made in-house, and when they changed the exhibits, they could be disposed of.
There are props that were made?
Yeah.
Okay.
In effect.
Thanks, man.
Not a problem.
I told you might know a little bit about them.
He's lived up to his reputation, the beard of knowledge.
Yeah. I mean, they're cool. The thing is, they're not World War II. They're not in the greatest shape. The paint's coming off these. I mean, if they were from World War II, you'd have 5 or 10 grand here. I mean, I'll give you $200 for the Joker, but the other ones, they wouldn't be worth it to put it on the wall. I'm sorry.
I hate to break the group up, but I will if you give me $300 for it.
I'll give you $250.
No, I just shouldn't keep the Joker myself. It's $300. Nah, look at it.
All right, it's pretty cool. I'll give you $300 for
Okay.
it. All right, let's go do some paperwork. I'll meet you right over there.
I'm gonna take this $300 and I'm gonna go shopping in the pawn shop.
I'm buying it for $300 hanging in my garage because I know Corey's gonna want it. I'm not gonna give it to him.
What we got today?
Some Coca-Cola signs.
Oh, okay. These are probably from the 50s. You either drink Coke or Pepsi back then. That was it. If you wanted something without sugar, you got coffee.
You can put sugar in coffee.
Chumway, please.
I decided to come to the pawn shop today to sell my father's Coca-Cola signs. They're valued at around $450 a piece. I would like to sell them for around $250, and my bottom line would be probably $200.
Well, they're definitely Coca-Cola signs. Where did you acquire them?
My father traveled all over, and he has quite a collection.
I really like these signs and stuff from this era because they had a great advertising market. Back in the day, advertising signs was beautifully made. Not like today when they're made out of cheap plastic and they only last a few years. Back then, Coke and Pepsi, they were all made with cane sugar. And then they went to corn syrup because it's cheaper. And you do not have the same taste. When you drink a Pepsi or a Coke, you could actually have your eyes almost burning. There was so much carbonation in them. And they were good. Coca-Cola has changed its formula a few times over the years, but the logo on the bottle has stayed the same for over 100 years. Not many companies can say that. What are you wanting to do, young lady? You want to sell them, pawn them, or what?
Yeah, we'd like to sell them.
You got any idea what you're trying to get out of them?
$450 a piece.
I'm kind of stumped. I would like to buy these, but I really don't want to insult you with an offer because I think I know more what they're worth than you do. I would push it to go $100 a piece. I really would. You got a little damage there on this one. This one's starting to get a little rust on the back.
Okay. I don't think I'll take 100 for them today.
You want to check around. Most people, when they check around, they come back. So
Okay.
it's up to you.
I'll give them to you for 150 a piece.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I don't want to, but I'll split it with you. I'll go 125 each. But that's the best I can do.
125?
Yeah, that would be top of the mark.
Okay, well, you're getting yourself a good deal then.
We thank you very much. We'll do the paperwork right over there, young lady.
I went a lot lower than I had expected to go, but collectors are what's going to pay, and they're hard to find.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, pretty good. These are pretty cool.
Thanks. These are original Route 66 signs.
This is a sunflower one?
There's like a stretch of Route 66 in Kansas. Only place you're gonna find that. Evidently, there's a lot of sunflowers along the road, yeah.
Okay.
I have several Route 66 signs, which are original to Route 66. Some are from Arizona. There's one that's from Kansas. It's a sunflower sign, and I am asking $1,200 a piece.
These signs are really cool. Route 66. It created a part of Americana.
It's actually the first transcontinental highway.
Yeah, because before Route 66, it was a very difficult trek. And then suddenly, by the 1950s, it was like the adventure to take. And there was like thousands of little towns like this because the cars got 10 miles to the gallon and had like a 12-gallon tank. So you literally had to stop every 80 or 90 miles to get gas. And that's how all these little towns popped up.
It's the best well-known road across the world.
This right here is super cool because you just don't see these things. I mean, most people don't realize that there's a whole collectible market just on Route 66 signs because
Exactly.
they have them with different states on them. There was different shapes, there was different sizes, there was different styles. And so there's a lot of different signs out there.
Yes.
The sunflower I really, really like.
It is a really, really awesome sign. You don't really see those too often. Evidently, that's the first one you've seen, yes?
That's the first one I've seen with the sunflower.
Yeah.
I've seen Arizona, I've seen like the different states. I have not seen the sunflower. All right, so big question. How much do you want for it?
About $1,200.
So will you take $800 for it?
Can you do $850?
$850, it's a deal. Okay.
Awesome, thank you.
Because I'm on Route 66 and I had to buy a sign from Route 66.
And a rare sunflower sign.
So can we go in there? I'll get you paid?
Yeah, please, right this way. I am very pleased with my transaction at $850. I thought that was a good bargain for me and also for Rick.
Pretty amazing, huh?
It's an old, rusted-out sign.
How you doing? What's up, man?
Good to see you. Good to see you. What's up, buddy?
I literally found this in a metal storage container in the back of this Army surplus place.
It's big, man. What'd you pay to ship this thing?
It was like $1,200 to ship it.
Where are we gonna put it?
Ask Rick if I got a great deal.
Look, it sounds like my dad went a little crazy on the road. Are these things collectible?
The sign is collectible, period. But for him to be able to find the pole and the piece that held the sign, make it worth its weight in gold. This is a find. What'd you pay for this?
I paid $1,500 for the sign.
Yeah, no, he stole it.
I mean, like less than $3,000.
I'm seeing a whole lot of rust. I'm seeing a whole lot of work.
It has some issues. It's got a lot of pitted rust. It looks like it fell, and it just ripped the frame up. So the frame's gonna have to be re-welded and fixed.
How much do you think it's gonna be?
About 10,000.
Okay.
What if I put some neon on it or something like that?
That'd probably be too expensive.
The cooler I can make this thing, the faster I can sell it. Rick, what's your opinion? Would it sell faster with neon?
Yes.
Is it gonna
Yes.
wreck my budget if I put neon on it?
It's not gonna destroy your budget. Okay?
And what color are you gonna paint, like the pole? And
That's a good question. Do you want to do the dark blue like this?
whatever
With
you
the
think's
black?
cool. You're the guy.
Okay. Yeah, I'll make it
Surprise
look
me.
like it did. As I'm stripping this, I'll be able to tell what it was. You know, maybe do it the same thing.
Okay. Look at this thing.
With neon.
Look how big it is. I got the stand, I got the pole, I got everything. It's like, you know, I literally found the holy grail of garage signs. And how much do you think I get for it?
With the pole lit up, I'd say 25 grand.
See? Ark of the Covenant.
Okay. I can kind of get behind the neon idea.
Look at this thing. This is great.
And when Rick gets done with it, I'm sure it will be.
All right, so what we're gonna do is get this all cleaned up, and then I'm gonna send it to the neon guys, so maybe you can come down to the neon shop, check it out, because it's a really cool process.
Sure. You know what, dude? I'll talk to you later.
I appreciate it,
He
Rick.
wants to get more involved in business, I can tell.
Oh, yeah,
Right?
yeah, it's family issues. Yeah, you understand.
Okay, yes, I do.
Once I sell this thing and Corey sees how much I get out of it, he'll realize I am a genius. I paid $1,500 for the sign, $1,200 to ship it, right around $10,000 to restore it, and I'll most likely get $25,000 on it.
Hey, Rick, how's it going?
This is Rick.
How are you?
Rick Harrison.
Hey, Rick.
Hey, how's it going, man?
It's his sign we're doing, so I figured we'd bring him in. He's never seen it done.
Yeah, so this is where the magic's made.
Yep. Come and check it out. Let me show you.
Yeah,
this.
I always thought this was really, really cool. I just never actually seen it made. And so...
Here it is. Okay, so I think we should do an outline over the letters and then maybe do a border all the way around it. What we'll do, we'll put a paper pattern over it and then just trace out the letters. And then I'll go ahead and make the tube size on it. And then after that, we start bending it.
Oh, cool, man. So, and this is where it's made over here?
Yeah, this is a table where we do the bending.
So she does all the magic?
Yes, she does.
It's like really hard to blow the glass in the shape that you need and bend it without cracking it and breaking it. And if you are putting it together, you can't have leaks because then you got to test it. And it could be a leak anywhere in that thing and the neon wouldn't go through it. It'd leak out. I thought it was colored neon, different colors, powder, whatever it was, but it's the glass, right?
Yeah, so the glass actually has a powdered phosphorus coating on the inside of it. And though it does look white, this could be blue, it could be green, it could be very many colors.
Watch her bend a piece of glass. You're gonna freak out. You're gonna know, how do you do that?
So this one here is called a crossfire. This is for doing small bends.
Okay, so what does the wood block do?
That helps it flatten out the glass.
So the straws, that right there, you blow in it so the glass doesn't collapse, right?
So this is the ribbon burner, and this allows to do longer bends. And now she's gonna put one of the electrodes on it.
And she's just gonna splice it, like heat it, splice it, right?
Yes.
Yay!
Hey! Let's go light it up.
Yeah, let's go over here to the pump.
I would never want to move.
I know. You break half the inventory, right?
So we gotta put a drop of mercury in there.
So what's the mercury for?
It helps excite the gas in there to give it more color.
So are you evacuating
So
all
right
the air
now-
out of it now?
Yeah, right now it's vacuuming all the air out of it.
Okay.
So this will tell us when all the air is out of it. It'll be purple when it still has air, and it'll be blue once all the air is out of it. The neon is this one here, the smaller one, and then the big one is the argon.
Okay, you can use argon and neon?
Yeah, so the argon would be for the colors like greens, blues, stuff like that. The neon is used for like orange, pinks, reds.
Reds, yeah.
Okay, so like all neon signs aren't neon signs. They can be argon.
They can be
signs.
argon, exactly.
Ah, I didn't know that.
Okay, all right. So
I didn't know that.
now we're putting the gas in it.
And then I'm gonna seal it off.
Whoa! Okay. I'm like super impressed, dude. So 3 more letters left.
All right.
All right, cool, man.
Yeah.
All right, have a good one, guys.
Thanks for showing. That was awesome. You know, Corey wasn't really liking the sign as was, but neon's gonna make it look amazing. And Rick was really impressed. That made me feel good, so now he really understands it. I mean, this is a lost art. This isn't just something you just throw on a sign. So I think it's gonna be well worth it.
What's up, Rick?
All right, guys, so you
Yeah,
excited?
what's up?
You wanna see
I
this?
know, man.
Yeah, let's go see it.
Yeah. It's right around here. I can't wait to show you. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's so cool, dude.
Looks cool, right? So, yeah, what do you think?
I think it's absolutely amazing, dude. That just screams 1950s. I mean, they just don't make stuff like that anymore. They would never go to the trouble to cantilever it off the side like that. Yeah, they just don't do stuff like that anymore.
So, you remember how it was?
Yeah, I remember. I'm just trying to figure out if this is the same thing or not. It don't look like it. That's
But what I did on this side, this is not your original side. So I bought an old sign, and I cleaned it up as best as I could, and I cleared it. So now you've got 2 sides. That's an original on that side. Otherwise, all you do is see a big empty spot.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna look at the other side.
All right, well, let's look at the other side.
so I'm looking at something that was a rusted piece of crap.
Right,
And
right.
now it's like brand new.
So check out that.
Oh, that is absolutely amazing.
Isn't that cool?
I'm in a time machine right now.
Yeah, the blue, right?
That's incredible, dude. You did an absolute, that's an amazing job. How much can I get for this beauty, you think?
How much you buy it for?
$1,500, but it would cost me $1,200 to ship it out here.
$2,700. And then I told you 10, but I got 11 in it because I bought the other side.
So that's $13,700.
Okay, so 13.7, I guarantee, I'd say 25.
I think I get 25 grand out of it.
Rick, I just gotta say, man, I don't know how you do this kind of stuff. I almost feel like you just replaced it with a brand new sign.
No, thanks.
You never, ever disappoint, my man. I appreciate it so much.
You got it,
Thank
you got it.
All right, thanks, man.
Okay, take
All
care.
right, I'll get you paid.
All right.
We'll take care of it.
Yep.
All right. I paid $1,500 for the sign, $1,200 to get it shipped here, $11,000 to restore it, and it came out like that. It's absolutely amazing. I guarantee you I will get $25,000 for this a week after I put it on the internet. As my kids would say, this is lit.
Hey, welcome, guys. Glad you're here.
So this is my father, Trash Can Jerry. He finds the best stuff.
I already like you better than I like Spencer. All right, man. Give me 5. All right. They call me Trash Can Jerry because I tend to stop at trash piles and just to kind of take a look, you know, just there may be something in there you just can't live without. You just never know.
Gentlemen, take these boots. If you don't want to get mud all the way up your knees, you're gonna need them.
Where exactly are we going?
Well, the water's a little high this year. If you want to get the good stuff, sometimes you got to work a little bit hard. I'm sure you two know all about hard work.
I'm just saying you should have probably informed me of this before we got here. All right, hold on a second here, Chum.
It's good for you guys. This is good, honest work.
There better be some good stuff out here.
I wouldn't have brought you here if there wasn't, Rick.
You didn't bring me here, Chum.
I sure as heck did.
Normally, Spencer is on my side, but with his dad selling, I'm going to have to be a little bit more skeptical.
Guys, welcome, man. This is the Thunderdome of picking, I guess, as you could say.
Looks like there could be some gems in here.
There's some gems. There's also some tetanus. There's probably some muskrats.
What about this 116th Infantry military sign right here?
Ah, man, somebody's got a good eye. That thing's pretty dope, isn't it?
That was a real famous infantry division, and they suffered the most casualties on D-Day. Really?
116th Infantry, that was from Virginia, right?
It was National Guard unit, yeah.
I mean, that's one of the oldest group of troops in the United States.
Yeah.
So where'd you get this thing?
Got that in East Tennessee, up near Chucky.
So, I mean, it's super cool. I just think it would be really hard to sell.
Hard to sell? Are you crazy? I know it doesn't look like it, but I can tell you that thing is very valuable. It's got to be worth at least $3,000. It has to be.
So how much you want for it?
Hey, listen, I got to go with what the experts tell me, and the expert tells me $3 grand.
We're not trying to work you over or anything.
I'll give you $300. No, it might sell for that, but it will take a long time to sell for that.
Well, as they say, it ain't eating nothing. It's just sitting there. I think I'll pass it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
All right. What else do you have around here?
Well, let's see what we can dig up.
Don't need that. A lot of old bikes.
Yeah.
Some very old farm equipment.
Nice Norman Rockwell print right here, it looks like.
Let me see. Yeah, that's worthless. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, no, that's badass right there.
What'd you guys find?
Oil's motor oil.
Oh, that's one of them light ones. It ain't porcelain.
All right, what do we got here? Oil's You do not see this brand around too often these days. You know, they started right around 1900-ish. And it was really sort of groundbreaking because it was a consistent oil. And that was one of the really big problems with early gasoline engines and the stuff. Nothing was standardized. People were putting oil in it. It was way too thin. They were ruining cranks and everything else like that. And these guys basically got down a system where it was very, very consistent. And that's why people wanted this oil for a long time. All right. How much you want for this thing?
Oh, man, that's a beauty. $1,800.
Probably in perfect condition, but there are a little bit of condition issues here.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I'll give you it's 50 years old, but I've seen them in better shape. I'll tell you what, I'll give you $1,000 for it.
Nah, you're a little light.
I've seen rust buckets sell for more.
I'm not the collector. I'm trying to resell this. $1,200. We got a deal?
1,600.
13.
15.
13.50.
We're down to dinner money again. Come on.
13.50.
14.50.
All right, 14. 1,400.
14.
1,400. All
All
right.
right, there we go.
All right.
Hey, how's it going, man?
All right, how's it going?
What do we got?
I got these 1940s, 1950s vintage ice cream signs, expected Donald Duck.
Donald Duck, Fudgy Frost, and Ducky Double. You had to make me choose a Disney character, it would be Donald Duck. There's so many different variations of Donald Duck. I mean, there's Huey, Dewey, and Louie, Scrooge McDuck, Daisy Duck. Mickey just seemed like a weird kid.
I want to sell my signs today because I sold them at auction before, but it takes a little long time and you have to pay auction fees. If I was a kid, it would entice me to buy the orange popsicle because I liked orange popsicles.
So, what do you know about him?
They used to be distributed to ice cream customers,
Okay.
and they would sit on the countertop, and you would take the ice cream wrapper and put it on the pop-out, and then it had a standee, so it could stand up on top of the counter, so when people came to buy ice cream, they would see the wrapper with whatever ice cream they were selling.
I mean, it makes sense to use Donald Duck to promote ice cream. I mean, who buys ice cream? Kids. Most popular Disney character. Goes hand in hand. Do you know why he always dressed like a sailor?
I have no idea.
Because Walt Disney said he's a duck, so he has to dress like a sailor because he's in the water.
Ah, makes sense, makes sense.
So what are you looking to get out of him?
I was looking to get $700 for each one.
Where'd you get that number?
Well, I sold this one at auction for $8.99, and I sold this one for $7-something.
Okay.
So I figured I'd average out about $700 each.
Buddy, I would run as fast as I can back to that auction and throw these in it. I'll go $250 total. They're not Picassos, they're Fudgy Frost Donald Duck signs.
I mean, I could take like $500.
$250 is gonna be the most I can do, man.
That's it.
That's absolutely the best I'm gonna do on it.
All right, I'll sell them to you for $250.
Deal?
Deal.
All right, I'll meet you over there.
All right, thank you. I was hoping to get $700 a piece, but I know the market's down a little bit, so I was happy just to get rid of them. Now I'm gonna take that $250 and buy some orange popsicles.
What do you got there?
I have an old dad outdoor thermometer I like to get rid of.
An outdoor thermometer?
A thermometer, yes.
Sounds like me talking.
I came down to the pawn shop today to sell my old dad's root beer outdoor thermometer sign. My niece and her husband is coming in. I like to take them somewhere nice to eat. Not fancy, but just nice. It was in my grandfather's garage when he passed away. It was one of the things I took.
Any idea how old it is?
This, I believe, was made around late 50s, early 60s.
Dad's was one of the big root beer companies in the Midwest.
Root beer used to have sassafras in it. And in the early 60s, the FDA came along and says, that might cause cancer. So actually, the root beer we drink today tastes a lot different than the root beer back then.
Absolutely.
Homemade root beer started popping up in America during colonial times, but it wasn't commercially available until the 1870s. Back then, it was one of the most popular soft drinks in America. People loved sassafras. The thermometers were great advertising because you put that on the wall of a shop, you gotta look right at it.
It's got some scratches and a little bit of rust, but to be 50, 60 years old, it's not in bad shape.
Yeah, it's better shape than you are.
Watch it.
Old metal signs sell like hotcakes around here because they're a cool antique and they're the easiest thing in the world to display.
What are you trying to get out of it, sir?
My niece is coming in. I'd like to take her and her new husband out for a nice dinner.
It all depends on what you consider a nice dinner.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I like to start at, say, 75 and work from there.
You know, it's cool, it's neat, but it's not Coca-Cola. I'll give you 30 bucks.
No, that's a little too low. The sign itself is over 50 years old. How about 55?
There's people who collect Coca-Cola, and that's what they collect. There's a lot of them. I mean, even though this is rarer, probably, when there's a bigger demand for the other market, you can have a lot more of them, and they can be worth a lot more. How about 40?
45.
What do you think?
I'll go for it, son.
All right, 45 bucks.
With that 45, I'll add a few dollars more, and I think I'm going to take them to maybe the buffet at the Bellagio, or maybe even the Outback.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, sir. How you doing?
Good. So what do we have here?
Well, this is a scarlet fever warning sign, and it's unusual because most of these signs were discarded nationally because of scarlet fever.
Okay. You don't have scarlet fever, do you?
Well, the scarlet fever sign came from a family in Pittsburgh, Massachusetts. I have no need for this particular sign in my collection right now, so I'd like to sell it. I'm hoping to get $100 for the scarlet fever sign, and I guess the lowest I would take would probably be $30. I'm not quite certain, but it is a rare item.
Notice this house contains a case of scarlet fever. I love that they put it in red.
Right.
Any person removing this card without authority is liable to a fine from $10 to $100. This was more or less a quarantine notice, to a degree. Scarlet fever is a form of strep throat, and it was highly contagious. The child mortality rates was really, I mean, a lot of kids passed away before they were 5. That was one of the reasons why they didn't start school until the 1st grade. So, I mean, it was very important you got these notices out there, especially in the big cities anyway. That's where you had these boards of health. You know, they just were trying to stop an epidemic. Where there's a lot of tenements where everyone packed together, a lot of people get sick really quick. 100 years ago, it was a really scary thing getting scarlet fever. There was no antibiotics, and it was deadly. To see one of these signs survive after all these years is pretty cool. They were always thrown away. How much do you want?
Well, the fine's $100.
Okay.
So I'm looking to get 100.
The fine's also $10.
That's correct, but you know, they've got to be pretty scarce, well, relatively rare. I don't know if they're scarce.
They're not. There was catalogs that sold these things. It's very interesting. It's cool. It's got a little bit of history with it. It's not worth $100. I mean, these are one of those things where you buy because it's neat. Someone might give you 20 bucks for it because they just like it. But there's no real, there's not a collector's market for stuff like this. And that's why I'd give you 10 bucks because someone will probably give me 20.
How about 50?
How about 10 bucks?
How about $20?
I'll give you 10 bucks for it.
Well, how about 12? That'd give me a little bit more than the fine.
All right, 12 bucks, you have a deal.
Thank you, sir.
Now come on over here, I'll write you up.
Thank you. I'm selling on $12 for the simple fact $12 is better than nothing. It's certainly better than having a scarlet fever sign in your house.